Hi guys, Ngaroya here. Let's look at this Bob the Builder example. So we want to give to calculate the totals by checking if it's a standard rate and using the standard charge, and if it's overtime using the overtime charge and multiplying it by the hours. So here we'll use the if formula because the if formula checks if a criteria is met. If it's met, it gives you one value if true and another value if false. So we start by an equal sign and write if, double click the if. Then the first step is to let the logical test. And our logical test is to check if this equals standard equals standard, comma, the value if true, it will be the hours multiplied by this H7, which is the standard rate, $50, comma, the value if false, it will be the hours multiplied by the overtime. Close the brackets, press enter. And it has worked perfectly. And then we double click here. We notice something. All the values, the other values are 0, yet there's a standard value here and it has hours. The problem here is when we autofill all the other by clicking the bottom right corner of the first cell. When you autofill, it moves from one cell to the next. So it multiplies this by 4, then goes to 0.5 and multiplies it by the next cell, which is H8, which you can see here, H8, which has no value, thus it becomes 0. You can see it has highlighted H8. So for us to maintain that specific cell, we use the $sign. So we put a $sign in front of each and every one of these. So if you wanted it to maintain H and the other ones to move, we put one on H only. But if you want to maintain the specific cell, put like that. And now when you press enter and autofill, it works perfectly. But this is a redundant way of doing it. The best way to do it is to assign a variable. So what we do, we come here, we want this value to be our standard rate. So we click it, go to the formula tab here, click define name, and write standard rate. Okay. Click the other one, define name, right? Overtime rate. Enter. So when writing the formula now, you just write equals if for D6 equals standard, comma, multiply this by our standard rate. You can see the standard rate here, comma, multiply this by the overtime. Close the bracket. I have to change this one here because we're not checking if D6 is standard. We're checking if this E6, which is, yeah, enter, and it works perfectly. So what the formula does, it checks if E6, which is the rate here, is standard. It multiplies D6 by the assigned defined name of the standard rate, which is this cell over here. And if not, it multiplies it to the overtime. And when you enter it and autofill, it works perfectly. Thank you for watching. I hope it was informative. Peace.